It's the Smucker's Uncrustables podcast with your host, Uncrustables.
Okay, today's guest is rough around the edges. Please welcome Crust.
Thanks for having me.
Today's topic, he's round with soft pillowy bread.
Hey.
Filled with delicious PB&J.
Are you talking about yourself?
And you can take him anywhere.
Why'd you invite?
And we are out of time.
Are you really cutting me off?
Uncrustables are the best part of the sandwich. Sorry, Crust.
Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another podcast. Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. I don't know why I was doing an introduction where I'm like, welcome to another podcast. I think we all know that this is a podcast. It's in case if you didn't know, yes, the TMossBoss Show is a podcast. So, but anyways, yeah, welcome to another episode. In today's episode, I am going to be talking about the latest video game to hit the scenes. I guess if somebody needs a more deeper in-depth review, because I did do a review video talking on this game, more so answering that question, is it worth buying? But yeah, I feel like that I didn't really explain what this game is. Like, if I did, I feel like I just didn't really elaborate on what's going on inside the game. So that's why I'm doing this podcast episode. But anyways, just kind of giving you guys a little bit of a little, like, you know, a little history with the at least my history with the game. And then, yeah, talking on some things that I heard, and then just overall talking on the gameplay. Because I will say that Jump Space, it's definitely one of those games where it has been occupying a lot of my time, and I'm satisfied with it. I'm like, nah, it's one of those games where I wasn't expecting it to be as good as it was, you know? And I know people will probably ask that question like, oh, is it a repetitive game? What, you know, just to even talk on that real quick, what video game in this world isn't repetitive? Like, I know there are those story-based games where it's always something different, you know, like God of War, for an example. But overall, if you look at the key feature, like, if we're gonna get technical, if you look at the key feature of God of War, you're mainly just a god, you know, building up his superpowers and stuff, and fighting with, like, creatures, people, whatever the enemies are in God of War, things like, because I'm thinking of, like, old God of War games and new God of War. But overall, though, it's like the gameplay hasn't changed. It ain't like, oh, one episode or not episode, but one level you're going to be fighting. Next level you're going to be driving a car. Level after that you're flying a plane. Level after, like, it ain't like it's different. You know, you play the latest God of War game or the oldest God of War game, it's always going to be Kratos fighting with somebody. You play a racing game, same business. You driving around the track with whatever car you're choosing. Let me think of some other games out there, like the simulator games that have been blowing up a lot recently. Firefighting simulator, superhero simulator. What else? Yeah, it's like, unless the developers add new content, fam, I don't see how every video game in this world isn't considered a repetitive game. Like, every game is, like, because they all have you doing the same thing, you know? So anyways, I guess because I'm trying to think of a video game that's not really repetitive, but it's like, fam, like, still, you look at the key features of that game and it ain't like you doing anything different. Like Spider-Man 2, for an example, one of my all-time favorite video games, and then probably my favorite Spider-Man video game. Even though, like, it was a wild adventure, but still, at the same time, it was like the key thing that they had you doing was fighting and stuff. Yeah, they might have those parts of the game where you gotta press, like, it's kind of like a cutscene fight, but they want to get you involved, so you pressing this button, pressing that button. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's like there's nothing really. I guess me more so, I be paying attention to the story. So I know people probably would. Getting back to that question, is Jump Space repetitive? In a way, it is, but at the same time, I'm like, there's a story to follow, there's areas to explore, there's things that you can do. It ain't like that there's, you know, like, oh, it's just, you're just keep walking. Well, I don't know, like, even if it is, a walking simulator, well, I guess, yeah, that one game, Death Stranding and stuff, yeah, eventually they do have it where you get cars, like, you build up to a better, I guess, experience with the game and stuff. But I mean, yeah, overall, like, that's what you are doing in Jump Space. You're building your character up, because they do have it where you can rank up in the game. They also have it where you can upgrade your ship. There's like all these different like stuff that you can find like throughout the because it's going based off of a solar system. So yeah, overall for those, and that was something that I had just recently heard, and I'm like, that's probably why this game is so addicting. But one of the people that had worked on this game also worked on Minecraft. And that's one thing where I'm like, fam, Minecraft, that's probably one of the most addicting games out there. Like, you can sit down and dump some hours into that game. Because I just remember back when that game had released on the Xbox 360, bro, I had me hooked. I was like up in the middle of the night, bro, playing Minecraft. You know, like, I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, Minecraft, that's one of those good games where I'm like, you know, I think if there's I just ain't got, I'm not in the mood of playing it right now because I am playing Jump Space. But yeah, I have to say, like, Minecraft, that's one of those games where you can't get upset with it. You know, like, you get upset with this probably because you done did something and wasn't paying attention, you know, and I had my moments like that in there where I do too much digging. Next thing you know, I done fell into some lava and stuff, and I'm like, dang. So, but they did have that creative mode where it's like, you know, you don't die pretty much, like you chilling and things. So I'm like, all right, cool. But overall, though, I'm like, yeah, I have to say that's probably why, if you have played Jump Space and you're like, why am I addicted to this game? Yeah, because one of the developers behind Minecraft worked on the game, and you know, if you played that game at some point in time, then it's like, oh, now it makes sense. But anyways, but yeah, overall, I was like, that was something that I had heard, and I'm like, that's why, just because the areas that they have so far, then the amount of stuff that they have you doing in Jump Space, like, there's all these different areas that you can go to in the game. And fam, like, I done been to like moons, I done been to planets, I've been like, then there's just like random areas in space. They have it where you get in the mix of a meteor shower, and then like I did say where you can upgrade your ship. Now, it's not anything along the lines, like, I know people will probably be thinking, like, can you customize the ship kind of like how they do in No Man's Sky. They don't have no stuff like that, but they do have it. Well, I think you can customize it to an extent, but I don't think it's like no deep in depth customizations like that and stuff. So yeah, in case if people were wondering, like, you know, like, oh, I see that there's like some ship flying stuff in there, and I'm like, yeah, they have that. But and that's, I have to say, like, that's the one. I'm gonna get to the gameplay in a moment. I'm gonna talk on that, but just kind of like the other features in the game and stuff. But yeah, overall though, it's they just don't have no customizations. At least I haven't seen nothing yet. Maybe I just gotta play the game a little bit more to see. But yeah, other than that, it's like, nah, the customizations, it's pretty basic in that game. They do have it where you can customize. Well, so here's the thing. So they do have it where there's a little bit of character customization, but you're not customizing like his race, his appearance stuff. Like, they just have it where you can customize your character's outfit and things. So maybe down the road they might have it where you could customize your character's race and all that stuff. But if not, then it's like, yeah, the character customization that they do have, they have it where you can change the color of your character's outfits, and then you can change their voice to a woman's voice or to a man's voice. So they say like masculine and feminine and stuff. So, but yeah, I'm like, that's as far as they go with character customization. What else do they have in that game? Then and then it was like they do have like a line of like ship customization of what do you want to add to your ship. So like, for an example, you might find like a reactor that you can add to your ship and it'll make it a little bit better and stuff. So yeah, there's like that line of customization and stuff. But other than that, it's like, yeah, they don't really have like no deep in depth ship customization and things. But anyways, yeah, now let's talk on the gameplay. Now the gameplay, so the story, because it is a story that they're following. So the story, it sounds like that your character, he was a part of some crew. The crew crashed their ship. Everybody died besides your character. Weird coincidence. But anyways, but no, overall though, they do have it where it's like, so because they do have like a tutorial mission that you can play where it kind of, well, actually that, and then the opening cutscene and stuff. So like when you're starting up the game, they do kind of like let you know like what the business is with the story and all that stuff. So anyways, but yeah, you play the tutorial, and then once they have it where you just kind of like figure out the basics. That's pretty much everything that you need to know. Like everything that you play in the tutorial, that's everything that you're gonna be doing like in the core game. Because there are some games that's out there that's like that, where it's like they don't go over everything they need to go over in the tutorial, and then you go back and play the game, and it's like, okay, where was this at in the tutorial? So, but anyways, but yeah, overall though, they do kind of just go over the gameplay. So yeah, they have it where there's on foot combat, and then there's the ship combat and stuff. And I'm like, fam, where and here's the thing, like, I have to say the only other game that I can think of where it has some along the lines like that is No Man's Sky kind of has like some on foot combat, but Starfield. And so that's what it kind of like reminds me something along the lines like those like form of space games and stuff. But they don't have it where it's like a big old giant open space like No Man's Sky and Starfield. I think they had like a little bit of like some open space areas that I ain't really play that much. I just remember playing a little bit of Starfield. But yeah, there's like, but I do remember where they had like the ship combat and then the on foot combat and stuff. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. So that's pretty much jump space and things. But no, like, so how they have like the game, so the game kind of plays out like Helldivers, for an example. So like they have it where you select a mission, you go there, but then that's like, I have to say, like, the difference between Helldivers and Jump Space is that Jump Space, so they kind of have you do some prep missions before you do the actual mission. Now I think, yeah, it is a choice on whether or not you want to do the prep missions. I would recommend it because they do have it where you can find like ammo, like there's like damage amplifiers, weapons that you can find and all that stuff. Because so when you very first start playing the game, they start you off with a pistol. Well, they call it a multi-tool because it doubles as a pistol, but then at the same time, like, you can unlock doors, and I think they have like an energy extractor, I think that's what they call it, or something like that. But anyways, but yeah, overall though, that's what I was saying, like, definitely do the prep mission. So how they have that set up is that you select an area that you want to go to on the map. So like, it plays out just like how it is on the Helldivers, but you select the area that you want to go to, then you go to that area, then they start you off kind of like in a, like, okay, let me just kind of check my ship, make sure everything is okay, working, and all that stuff. So they just kind of they start you off in an area where nothing's going down. Then you gotta go back to this map selection thing inside your ship. So it's like right behind your character and stuff when you're flying and things. So once you get out of your driver, the driver, what they call it, a driver's seat on a ship? I don't know, but anyways, we gonna call it a driver's seat. So once you get up out of the driver's seat, right behind you is a kind of like, yeah, it's like a map thing that's right behind you and stuff. And once you go there, then you select the next area that you would like to go to, and they give you like multiple areas. But I definitely recommend, because I remember when I very first had started playing Jump Space, I just was going selecting whatever, but I didn't realize like there are some areas that got better stuff or things that you need versus like you just go off to, because they have like a thing on there called Space Hulk and stuff. So yeah, they might have some stuff there. It changes up all the time. So like they might have some stuff there, then they might have some stuff at like another area and things, and then it's like, yeah, it always changes up. So like I have to say, like, for me, the experience is always different, like it's like, yeah, the gameplay and all that crap, it's I shouldn't call it crap, but anyways, but no, it's like it does remain the same, but like when you select a mission, it's always something different. But they do have it for the most part, like you are finding the same old. But I think they did say though with that game was that yeah, it is in early access. There is some things that they haven't added to the game just yet that they do plan on adding in the future, because they do have a roadmap of all the stuff that's available now. And then there's I think, yeah, chapter 2 that's gonna be coming out. I think they were saying Q1 2026. I don't know why I was getting there to say 2016, but anyways, but yeah, in 2026, then they were gonna do chapter 2, then chapter 3. They don't really say when that's gonna come out, but yeah, they first person pilot, I can work with that. They ain't gonna have like no third person whatchamacallit for your character. I think they should add that, like a third person thing. Maybe because there's like chapter 4, it's to be determined and stuff. So we don't really know what the future holds, but unless like the stuff that they go over in the roadmap. But yeah, so there's 9 mission types, 50 plus playable sectors. And then there's 4 unlockable galaxy regions, 2 ships to pilot, 26 ship components, 8 weapons like for the on foot combat, and then 16 ship enemies, and then 11 ground enemies. And then they was like, yeah, then they gonna there's like a bunch of different stuff that they're gonna add. That's one thing that I'm like, I really can't wait to see what that's gonna play out like. Even though, so like that's the thing, people are wondering that too, because I did see somebody ask that question: is this a co-op game or is this an MMO? At first, I thought it was gonna be an MMO. I thought it was gonna be a game where wherever you go, people were gonna be there. And I'm like, man, I don't like stuff like that, because I like, for the most part, I like either playing the game by myself or playing it with friends, people that I can trust. So I'm not trying to have it where it's like I'm trying to do a mission. The mission's already been completed because there's already some people there. And I'm like, fam, unless maybe it's on some stuff where they got you doing a separate mission or something, then it's like, okay, cool. But if we all doing the same mission, like, okay, so think of it like this. Let's say it was an MMO, but it's not an MMO. It's a co-op game, just to answer that question real quick. But let's just say if there was somebody out there that wanted this game to be an MMO. So you go to an area, and then the enemy that you're trying to take out, they've already been taken out because such and his friends is already there taking the guy out. So it's like, what, you just land one shot on him and things, they already done did the work. So it's either they'll have it set up, well, maybe you might get some stuff, but I'm like, fam, I'm also trying to play the game myself. I ain't trying to have it where it's like I'm not able to play the game and things. So I'm like, yeah, I'm happy that the game is not an MMO, but yeah, they do have it where it is a co-op game, but you can play the game entirely by yourself, because that's how I've been playing it. They do have like some missions on there that's a little bit harder, so it might it's either going to take you a little bit longer to beat those missions, or it's going to be a situation where you do need to invite people and stuff. So I don't know, like, because I've played, because they have like trivial, which is like very easy, then they got easy, and then they got moderate, which is like, okay, it's a slightly a little bit more challenging and stuff, because yeah, they had some stuff going on, enemies spawning, and I'm like, dang, bro, I'm kind of curious, like, when they start getting to like hard and stuff like that, like, I don't know all the different mission types, but who knows, maybe the developers might see that, okay, there are a lot of people that's playing this game by themselves, so we will have like a mission selection thing on how would you like to overall play this game. Will you want to play it on like trivial? Do you want to play it on easy, medium, hard, stuff like that? So if not, then yeah, it's whatever. It's like, it's one of the things. I'm gonna play this game up until but I think for the most part, I think that's what they do have it, where it's like you can upgrade your ship for it to be better and stuff, upgrade they don't really have like no character upgrades. I mean, they do have like the damage amplifier and stuff like that. I don't know how good that will be. I guess like you're doing like the final mission and stuff, but yeah, overall though, I'm like, it's one of those games where I'm like, it is solo friendly and stuff, but that was something that I did see that they were gonna add. When is that? Yeah, that's going to be in the chapter 2 update next year, where they were going to add offline support. So and there's like, yeah, in several updates. So the next big chapter 2, it's going to have an endless mode, which is pretty much like a horde mode, I believe. Added text chat, new gun, hangar vendors, melee weapons, offline support, ship shield revamp, sector modifiers. Oh, okay, that should be pretty dope. Lobby browser. Oh, wait, is that already I think this stuff was already added. Yeah, I think that stuff was already added. So there's like, because yeah, they do say like added and stuff. So and then there's the other ones that, okay, so that's already added. More sectors, story expanded, new ship, buddy bot improvements, more components and artifacts, player trait system. What does that mean? Slide movement. Okay, yeah, because I was like, because your character moves fast enough to where he could like slide real quick. So I was like, yeah, they should add that. New enemies, photo mode, and mission types. So yeah, because there is like the areas. So visually, I would have to say, like, for this game, because the crazy thing about this game, it's only $20. Visually though, it stands out a lot more than games that cost like $60-$70. Like that's the part that trips me out about this game, where it's like, fam, it's a $20, and I'm like, that's the thing though, I'm like, yeah, I think because like the guy that worked behind Minecraft, I wonder if he came up with the price of this game, because I'm like, yeah, it's like Minecraft, that game is like, you pretty much could play that game for free if you wanted to, but overall though, it's like, yeah, that game don't even cost that much. Hold on for a second, let me see how much Minecraft costs, because I mean, I did buy this game years ago. So Minecraft cost range from $7 to over $60 depending on the edition. So yeah, it was like if you the Java Bedrock edition, that's so they got like the deluxe PC collection where it comes with 1,600 mine coins, 5 maps, 1 texture pack, 5 character creator items, 3 modes, 3 skin packs. That's $39.99. Then the standard PC edition where it comes with those 2 modes is $29.99. So yeah, Minecraft, that's a game where it's like, it's cheap, bro. And, yeah, that's, I'm like, it makes sense to me. But I think they did say that with this game that they were going to raise the price, of it. Hold on, let me just check that real quick on their early access, page. There's like, so yeah, there's that question. There's like, will the game be priced different? So there's like, we have plans to gradually raise the price as we release new content features. This will be announced beforehand when or if it happens. So yeah, my thing is this. Get this game now because there is a lot to do and there's a lot to play with and stuff. Definitely get the game now and then down there. So at least then it's like you won't be having to pay an extra few dollars when you do. But I guess like if it doesn't matter to you or if it ain't really that priced differently, because I don't think it's gonna be like a big old giant price. They might add like a few dollars to it and stuff. Because there's like if they're charging what 20 for all the stuff that they are offering in the game now, I could imagine that when the game when it has its full release, yeah, it's gonna probably be what like $24.99, if not like $29.99. That still seems reasonable, you know. So, but anyways, but yeah, for what they are offering though, I'm like, nah, that's pretty good. $19.99 for that. I'm like, yeah, I like it. I think it's cool. I'm a fan of it and stuff. So, but yeah, if I had to rate Jump Space, I'll give it a 9 out of 10. Like there are some things that are missing that I'm like, you know, like I wish that they did have like a little bit more weapons, more ships to add, but I think they did say that they were going to do that in the future, so I'm like, yeah, but I will give this game a 9 out of 10, because it is a fun game. It's one of those games that have been occupying my time. The space combat is crazy. Like, they have, like, these areas where it got, like, low gravity and stuff, so they have, like, these, I don't know if your character is wearing, like, gravity boots or something, but there's these areas where you can walk, like, upward, like, you can walk up a wall and stuff. So there's this one where it's, like, you gotta, like, go and press all these different buttons to unlock this door. Like you gotta press buttons and then hold down like these energy things or wherever they call it and stuff. But anyways, but yeah, there's like one where it goes like upward on this wall, so it's like you walk up to it and things, and then yeah, your character starts walking up a wall, and you can still be shooting at the enemies. You can shoot at the enemies that way. You can shoot at them while flying. Yeah, the game, I'm telling you, man, like anybody that's criticizing this game, I'm like, you really gotta question their criticism, because I'm like, nah, bro, this game, in my opinion, it's a pretty decent game. So, but anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Like, subscribe, viewing this on YouTube. Follow, subscribe, viewing this on the podcast streaming service. And peace.